Toni Morrison uses allusions to the story of Rumpelstiltskin to explain themes and symbol in her story Song of Solomon. Rumpelstiltskin is a character from an old story. The story went something like this. A poor miller wanted to be recognized by the king, so he met with the king and told him his beautiful daughter could spin straw into gold. The king then decided to have the daughter come to his castle and to spin him some gold, where he locked her in a room and told her, "Now set to work, and if by tomorrow morning early you have not spun the straw into gold during the night, you must die." The daughter started crying because she knew she would not be able to turn the straw into gold. Then a little man appeared and told her he would spin the straw into gold for her if she gave him her necklace. The miller's daughter agreed and fell asleep. When she awoke, the room was full of gold, and the little man was gone. The king was delighted to find the gold and grew greedy. He locked her in 2 more straw-filled rooms and told her if she were able to turn the straw into gold, she would marry him, but if not, she would die. The miller's daughter began crying again, and the little man reappeared to help. The girl gave the man her ring to spin straw in 1 room, but said she had nothing else worth anything to give him to do the 2nd room. The little man made the miller's daughter promise if she were to become queen, he would get their first child. The next morning, the king found the gold and made the miller's daughter his queen. A year later, they gave birth to a baby, and the little man came to get what he had been promised. The queen had forgotten about the promise and begged to keep her baby. The little man said she could keep the baby if she could figure out his name within 3 days. The queen spent all night listing every name she had ever heard. She even sent men to inquire names far and wide, but when the little man returned the next day, he replied, "That is not my name," to every name on her list. On the 3rd day, the last of the messengers returned, saying they had checked high and low, but could not find any new names. One messenger said he did see a ridiculous-looking man jumping around a fire in the woods, shouting, "Today I bake, tomorrow brew, the next I'll have the young queen's child. Ha! Glad am I that no one knew that Rumpelstiltskin I am styled." The queen was very happy to hear the name, and when the little man returned later that day and asked, "What is my name?" the queen replied, "Perhaps your name is Rumpelstiltskin?" Rumpelstiltskin was so upset he slammed his foot right into the ground so deep his whole leg went in, and when he tried pulling it out, he tore himself in 2. Morrison uses the story of Rumpelstiltskin to help explain her characters and to help create a good plot. The character Macon Dead Jr. in Song of Solomon is greedy like the king and obsessed with gold. The king was threatening to kill an innocent miller's daughter, while Macon was putting his own son's life in danger, sending him to retrieve the gold from Pilate's home. Another one of Morrison's allusions to Rumpelstiltskin is that she draws a parallel between Ruth breastfeeding her son and the miller's daughter spinning gold from straw. Morrison wrote, "It was as though she were a cauldron issuing spinning gold, like the miller's daughter, the one who sat at night in a straw-filled room, thrilled with the secret power Rumpelstiltskin had given her, to see gold threads stream from her very own shuttle." Ruth feels as if she is creating something special and sharing an important connection with her son. She is amazed at her ability to nourish her son with her own body, like the miller's daughter is amazed by her capability to create something of value from straw. This amazement helps create a strong connection between Ruth and her son. Earlier in the book, Ruth reveals that this breastfeeding is one of her 2 secret indulgences. She knows what she does is wrong, but, like the miller's daughter, continues ignoring the consequences that could come from it. In the miller's daughter's case, she is forced to give up her child to Rumpelstiltskin or guess his name. In Ruth's case, she must deal with the embarrassment of her secret indulgence becoming public knowledge. The allusion that Toni Morrison makes to Rumpelstiltskin allows the reader to see Ruth's desire and ignorance of the consequences that will come when it is revealed to others. Chapter 10 is also full of allusions to different fairy tales, especially Rumpelstiltskin. In this chapter, the obsession with gold continues growing. We notice Guitar is also like the miller's daughter. They both need the gold in order to continue on in life. However, Guitar's use for the gold would be to take other people's lives, while the miller's daughter needs it to save her own life.
I've been here for 1,000,000 years, through the joy, through the and gone, this will go on, and the circle starts again.
Another similarity between Rumpelstiltskin and Song of Solomon was how Milkman and the Miller's daughter's problems relate. Both of their problems are caused by other people in their lives. Macon wanted the gold so bad he risked Milkman's life to get it, and the Miller wanted attention so bad he gave up his only daughter, almost putting her to death. Both problems are very close to being impossible to fix. Milkman realized someone else took the gold, but he still has people depending on him to bring it back. The Miller's daughter is expected to spin straw into gold, or she is faced with death. Both the Miller's daughter and Milkman had to reach out for help to solve their problems. Milkman got help from Reverend Cooper and other people he met along his journey, while the Miller's daughter got help from Rumpelstiltskin. Overall, Toni Morrison made many allusions to the story of Rumpelstiltskin in her book Song of Solomon. She used characters and scenarios from Rumpelstiltskin to pull her story together and to give it more meaning.